Hey everyone, this is me, TimelireG, and I just got done streaming, just got 80 rune crafting. I figured I would just script video and talk about the old school RuneScape Wiki for the third time. I've made two other videos, mostly just being update videos on this situation. So the head admin of the old school RuneScape Wiki, Spineweilder, has done many things, and before I begin, I just want to say that I do not condone harassment, do not engage with this person that I'm speaking of. I just want to point out that they have a list on the old school RuneScape Wiki of every banned user for some reason on Discord. So they have a list of banned Discord users on the old school RuneScape Wiki for some reason, or just the regular RuneScape Wiki. I'll have the link to it. I'll have all my sources on the screen. I'll have all the information on the screen or in the description. So first off, maybe I should just start in order, right? Maybe I should just start in order. So I saw that there was a reference in old school RuneScape where if you use the soul jar item on the soul altar object, it creates a reference where a NPC jumps out and dances, and if you hover over their name, you have a reference to a political activist named Sister Soulja, who's in the past allegedly made racist statements where during a Washington Post well, I don't know if it was an interview. This is all allegedly, by the way. They apparently made statements. You can look up this Washington Post article called The Racist Rappings of Sister Soulja. It's in 1992. It's a Washington Post article. And I'm going to read the quote right here. All right. I'm going to say blank to, monetize, just to monetize this. I don't want to have any problems with YouTube either. So, I quote, I mean, if black people blank black people every day, why not have a week and blank white people, end quote. Now, that's a pretty horrible thing to say, right? That's a pretty racist thing to say. That's basically, I would personally, in my opinion, that's just advocating for violence. That is genuinely advocating for violence, in my opinion, anyway. And that's an alleged quote. That is allegedly. I don't want to have any problems with anyone. But now, I saw this and I said, I should probably add more information to this reference article on the old school RuneScape Wiki because that's messed up that that's actually in the game. So I just added that this person is a political activist and, allegedly pretty racist, judging by that quote. And, an hour later or so, I see that I was banned from the old school RuneScape Wiki by Spineweilder, and the only ban reason listed, I'm going to have this on the screen, was bigot. Now, I want to ask you something, right? Why is it that I'm being labeled a bigot for being against that quote? So what does bigot mean in this context? Because let's think about what Spineweilder is actually implying here by calling me a bigot for standing up for white people. It could just include anybody, really. I mean, I have Hispanic friends who consider themselves white. They have pale skin, and we respect each other. We have friends that have brown skin, black skin. We have basically friends of every color. And we don't. We joke around about each other's color from time to time because, we're friends. We hang out with each other. We're best of friends and whatnot. But to actually judge someone, based on their skin color and say that we should have a week where we, blank this group of people, that is horrendous. That is atrocious. Nobody should condone that. But I get called a bigot for being against that. So how racist is Spineweilder exactly? How racist is this person? And, I went to their Twitter profile and I saw very far left posts. It's the kind of far left where they are talking about identity politics, gender ideology, stuff like that. And one of their posts was some Lego meme, very juvenile, I should say. And it says, "Are you a boy or a girl?" And he says, "Look, pronouns always existed and stuff. And this is... it's something along those lines, right? So we have our trips like a typical Discord moderator, like a typical Reddit mod, you know what I mean? So we have this person who is really unknown. he's an unknown person. That's why I debated whether I should upload this or not. They are very, very unknown. They're mentioned in Prifindus, you know, the area they added to OSRS after it's been, you know what, that was actually late RS2. That was it RuneScape 3 that Prifindus was added, or was that, because I know it wasn't 2009. I know it was way later than that. But anyway, that's aside the point. He's referenced in there in Old School on a list of 100 other people, so it's not even his own reference. He doesn't have a reference to himself in the game, really. It's just on that note listing other people, because he's a contributor to the wiki, so that's why he was referenced there. It wasn't because of his character. It wasn't because of anything he said or done. It was simply because he was a contributor to the wiki. And he's using this tiny little minuscule amount of, it's not even power, it's just, he just banned some guy from the wiki and that's it, and he edited someone's grammar mistake. You know, this is the kind of guy that probably saw a lot of lockers when he was younger, and this is the reason why he wanted to be a wiki anything anymore anyway. You know, we have Mod Kieran that says he wants to ban all the bigots from the game and make... actually, this is a quote from Kieran. He said he wants to, quote, make bigots feel unwelcome in RuneScape, end quote. So these are the kind of Reddit mods, right? These are the kind of Reddit mods that go around and say and do this kind of stuff. But getting called a bigot for being against, you know, just people based on skin color, that is horrendous. That's horrific. That's that's appalling. It's morbid. I don't know what other kind of words I can say about that. But apparently Spineweilder agrees with that quote if he's banning me under the reason bigot. And this is something else I want to point out. So I have the exact timestamps for this and everything. Now, I want to point this out. I saw an account get made on my own forums, right? My own forums. And normally we don't get people signing up there. It's a very obscure forum. It's just meant for me and my friends. And on my forums, you know, I just blog post. I just talk about my own personal stuff. I talk about video game myths, secrets, urban legends, rumors. But on there, I saw someone made an account, no less than, it was under 3 hours. I want to say around 1 to 2 hours after this situation happened. And I made a Twitter post pinging Spineweilder. I put his @ in there. I put his username in. And 2 hours later, 2 to 3 hours later, I see that someone signed up to my wiki and they were saying very strange stuff. Now, I have no proof that it was Spineweilder, but I checked the IP. I'm not going to say what location it was, but let's just say that I think it might be Spineweilder. Have no proof of that, but yeah, then I started getting Discord ads with... it was kind of odd, actually. They had... default Google avatars, but it was on Discord, and default Discord avatars as well. So you had the default Discord logo with like a red background, a green background, and then you had also accounts with, you know, the same colored backgrounds, or just like blank backgrounds with like letters. So, you know, how Google takes either your first or last name. So it's like you'd have like a white A on a red background or something. Something along those lines, so just default. I don't know why that would be on Discord. I guess someone really wanted to disguise themselves for some reason. I started receiving threats on there. I started receiving very, very strange messages, some of them in broken English as well. Very strange stuff. And by the way, keep in mind, I just want to point out, this was all under 2 to 3 hours. You know what else was under 2 to 3 hours? A post that was edited on me on the WikiFur Wiki, which is a wiki for furries. Now, I had a post of, there was a listing for myself on there because I guess it's just documenting furries or whatever. So there was a post on me on there, and I saw that it was being edited, and I checked the actual, because you can check this on wikis, you can check when everything was edited. And it said it was last edited like 2 hours ago, just after I pinged Spineweilder on Twitter. And the entire thing is calling me a racist. It's calling me a bigot. And its source was a link to a video that I made where I said I don't agree with hiring people based on skin color. You can't even make this up. You seriously cannot even make this stuff up. Now, I have all the dates screenshot. You can even go to the wiki right now and still see it there. There's very strange stuff written about me on there. I just want to point that out. I don't know. This is the next thing I should point out, right? So on the old school runes, I don't even know if this was on the RuneScape Wiki or the old school RuneScape Wiki. I'm going to have a link to it, though, on the screen. So what Spineweilder did is on the RuneScape Wiki, the old school RuneScape Wiki, I'm not sure, they have their own elections, and Spineweilder is calling himself a bureaucrat, and they vote in wiki elections to vote in new admins or new moderators. And I have a few words for that, but I'm not going to say them. And what I also noticed is they have a list of people's Discord IDs along with their names and the ban message and other identifying information about people on this wiki page. And it's all users that have been banned from Discord, but it's listed on the old school RuneScape Wiki. I don't know about you, but that seems like targeted harassment towards others, in my opinion. I think that this should be looked into. I think Jagex should be informed about this. It's very strange. It's absurdly strange. This is what I think is going on with this stuff, right? Before I begin, talking about the next thing. Now, this is something I want to talk about before I move on to the next topic. So, on the old school RuneScape Wiki, if you're banned on there, you will receive an automatic ban message. If the ban is automatic anyway, it's not a manual ban. We're talking about an automatic ban that maybe you spelled something wrong and it just bans you, or you get a short amount of time away from the website if you I don't know, maybe try to make too many edits. Do you know what the automatic ban message is on the wiki? So this is what the automatic ban message says right here. It says the timeliest G. So Spineweilder made an automatic ban message directed at me because I guess he's just so obsessed with me. By the way, on the list of banned users, you might notice that it says Timelier G like 3 times, or 2 to 3 times. Because they think that anybody that's getting banned is me, or they're trying to harass me. I have no idea what's going on there. I'm obviously going to retract some of the IDs. But yes, this is a real ban message, an automatic ban message. It's not manual at all. It's automatic on the old school RuneScape Wiki that says timeliest G, so it's a variation of my username. That's how obsessed that Spineweilder is with me. That is how obsessed he is with me. Anyway, on to the next thing I wanted to talk about, if I could actually remember it. So let's recap here. Let's recap first. First off, Spineweilder calls anybody bigots if you try to defend races of people and say that you shouldn't condone violence against races of people. So you get called a bigot by Spineweilder for that. Secondly, Spineweilder will go to entirely different websites and wikis and allegedly write comments and call other people racist and vandalize wiki articles of other people that he doesn't like or he doesn't politically align with. Thirdly, he's on Twitter posting insane gender ideology, insane identity politics, left-wing politics all over the place. This is making Jagex look absolutely terrible. And, another topic is, of course, the RuneScape Wiki allowing the targeted harassment of other individuals, listing their actual Discord IDs, usernames, and other identifying information, and actually having an archive from 2020 to 2025 of every banned user along with their IDs and everything. Now, I just want to, continue talking about this here. There's a few other things I wanted to mention and show off in the video. But I hope the screenshots aren't too low quality, by the way. I have them higher quality somewhere. But this is just footage from some of my past videos that I'm going to be showing off as well here. I already made compilations like this. So, yeah, it's a very strange thing. It's a very strange thing. it's definitely not normal behavior to be acting this way, and I'm going to be messaging Jagex about this. I'm going to be mentioning Jagex's parent company about this, because this is just unacceptable. It's not right. You know, it's very strange racial stuff that Spineweilder is posting here. But yeah, and you know, the next thing I want to talk about. So this is the next thing I wanted to talk about, is the fact that I have noticed that there are fake chat logs that allegedly are posted by Spineweilder. So he actually probably uses inspect element on the browser version of Discord, and he fakes chat logs, gets other people banned that way, allegedly. It's just a whole lot of stuff to be looked into, honestly. And I guess that's about it. I just wanted to make those updates there, because I feel like it just needs to be said. I feel like Jagex needs to be informed. All the JMods need to be informed about this. And I'm going to be messaging them. I'm going to be, you know, informing other people about this, because this is absolutely crazy. This is absolutely insane. But yeah, cheers, guys. See ya.